Abalathia's Spine, the great mountain range that spans the continent of Aldenard from east to west. Into the deepening shadows of Sohm All, where lies the ancient home of dragonkind. To a land where the soil slithers and the skies seethe with sinuous shapes, they came.
We now stand on the threshold of Dravania. The path to Sohm All will take us far to the west, beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It will be a long and demanding journey. Might I suggest that we take our rest at the village up ahead and see that we are properly provisioned? There's a village here, but I thought these lands the sole domain of dragonkind. Why would anyone choose to live in so perilous a place? The wild chocobos. Tailfeather was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beasts. Their leader, Marchand, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival. He will also possess more recent knowledge of the road we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections. Only to cease this ceaseless chatter. If we are to meet this acquaintance of yours, let us do it before Ishgard burns. Well, tan my hide and call me Leatherface. We have visitors. Oh, and if it ain't the lovely Azael, it's been too long, girl. That it has, Marshal. That it has. My companions and I are on a pilgrimage to Sohm All. Might we stay in Tailfeather a while and prepare for the next leg of our journey? Of course, of course. Stay as long as you like. In fact, I wouldn't suggest leaving the forest at all. The dragons have been absolutely bleeding murderous of late. Forgive me, sir, but I am not sure I understand. Do the dragons not bother you here in the forest? Bother us? Did Azael not explain things to you, boy? I don't know why that's the voice I went with him, but it's too late to walk it back now. You've seen them towering Calum trees all about, haven't you? If you were flying above the canopy, you'd barely be able to see the ground. And as you'd expect, the local wildlife's canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves, which is why the dragons do their hunting elsewhere, and we can do ours in peace. I see. Thank you for the explanation. Which makes it a very fun conversation or interaction between these two in my mind. Because, you know, Alpha no. You're welcome. I know it won't stop Azael here, but dragons ain't the only thing you'll need to keep an eye out for, especially if you head on west. Okay, so what do we have here? Worse than dragons. That's what we gotta go with. I dare say you're wondering what could possibly be worse than dragons, eh? Well, I'll tell you. The bloody Gnath. Or what you get if you cross an antling with a megalocrab and taught the thing how to walk on two legs. They never used to stray far from their hives out of fear of the dragons, but they've gotten a lot more aggressive of late, sending out war parties for moms in all directions. Even taking to harassing the Dravanians in their own lairs, if you can believe it. And when they venture into the forest, which is more and more, by the way, they certainly ain't afraid to come after my lot. I can only imagine how much worse it'd be closer to the Gnath's home territory. What do you have? Oh, an Aether Current? Well, yes. I have to. Even making the rounds, getting to know the hunters in these parts. Well, how you like to help a real hunter? I'm overseeing 3 camps set up to the east, but the lazy sods ain't sending me a report in over a fortnight, and I'm too bleeding busy to be playing messenger. You look right fierce enough to get the information out of them. It's a simple job that earns you some coin. Can't rightly say no to that. If that tickles your fancy, then you'll need to talk to the leaders of each camp. Linulf, Gunnaret, and Ambert. Hear what they have to say. Get back to me when you're done. Ether currents. It seemed that much has changed in Dravania. The Gnath were not wont to cause such strife when I lived here. You lived here, in Dravania? Aye, 'twas in the... Aye! 'Twas in the time following the calamity. My family was dead, my home was gone, and I had fled from the bitter cold into these lands. I knew not the paths of the forest then, and wandered out from under the protection of its
exhausted
bounds.
mind could not contend with the sight of the majestic worm, nor the visions that past his presence visited upon me. Thankfully, Marchand found my unconscious form at the edge of the trees and nursed me back to health. And Tailfeather remained for some time. Hence your familiarity with the locals. But I interrupted you. You were saying these Gnath were once peaceful people. Peaceful would not be the most fitting description. They are a fiercely territorial tribe, and any who intrude upon their domain are attacked without hesitation or quarter. Outside the borders of their homeland, however, they were rarely hostile. Indeed, we were even able to trade with them on occasion. They have changed, then. What of it? We have not the time to creep through the underbrush of some roundabout route. I say we make straight for Sohm All and crush any unruly insect we meet underfoot. A more direct path, then. Very well. Let us first follow the trail west of the forest and make for the statue of the Saint One. From there, we should have a fair view of the road that leads to Sohm All.
Things are going well enough. Been running around a bit of trouble with those giant bugs in the woods, though. That's it. That's it. That's it. Lost in a book. Oh, this is the Phoenix you can get. Speaking of Phoenix, there's a 10-year anniversary special quest going on. It's very sweet and sentimental if you've, played it all before. And you can turn into this Phoenix. Pretty cool. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Just one bird that won't shut up. Haven't been able to catch a wing for all the bloody screeching. Had ourselves a bit of an incident the other day. Some fiend came stomping out of the tree line and gobbled up our fresh-caught birds. Wasn't a damn thing we could do about it. We're gonna keep on this area. We'll need some extra hands. You tell the chief that. I didn't realize how gentle the day rolls in. That's kind of built different or something.
Should we chance to meet Marchand again, remind me to thank him. Had he not warned us to expect the Gnath, I doubt we would be standing here. Amid ruins that I would tentatively describe as Ishgardian? The style, if not quite identical, betrays a definite resemblance. You have a scholar's eye, Master Alphino. The structure is, in fact, over 1,000 years old. It is a remnant of the age where our ancestors and dragonkind lived together in peace. You claim this is evidence of our harmonious past? I was taught that these buildings were constructed by heretics in honor of your Dravanian masters. This rubble inspires no such awe in me. Stubborn fool, how desperately you cling to the false teachings of your beloved Holy See. Enough, both of you. You threaten the success of our mission with this incessant squabbling. They wouldn't pray reason with these two. Our goal's the same, set aside your differences from now, the truth of the past will be revealed. Front. Right. Lest you forget, our goal is to prevent a war which will claim the lives of Dravanians and Ishgardians alike. If we are to accomplish this, you must learn to tolerate each other's presence. Trust in Faedwin's gift. In time, the secrets of history will be brought to light. Let that be enough, Estidian. You would have me keep my counsel until Faedwin's visions confirm the truth? Very well, but bait me not. My meeting with Railsvelder will likely contain the catalyst Faedwin's gift requires, as it did mine. Let us press on. Spy you the three great towers to the west. Ishgardians know them as Annex Trine. The place serves as a roost for Railsvelder's lesser kindred. Shit. Let's just click on through. If we are to reach the peak of Sohm All, then we must first beseech these dragons to open the way. But do not be disheartened, the one who leads them is a friend. Rather more concerned is the disposition of the Gnath. Let us survey the approach to the towers and see if the path is clear. 'Tis as I feared, the road ahead is teeming with Gnath soldiers. Marchand did not exaggerate, then. These beastmen have grown brazen indeed if they would threaten the dragons so openly. Do they intend to assault the lair itself? I pray they do not. Mighty though my Dravanian friends are, they are yet vulnerable to the Gnath's muskets. There is no route save the one before us. Should the beastmen offer battle, we have no choice but to accept. Oh my god, they're getting one shot. I love when they don't sync quests. Feels great. I take no pleasure in killing the Gnath. 'Twas to avoid bloodshed that I agreed to join you in this journey. What cannot be helped? We may proceed into the courtyard together, but leave the task of hailing its occupants to me. And keep your lance on your back, Dragoon. On my word to the Warrior of Light, I shall start no fight, only finish it. You truly are beyond salvation. Come then.
Vidofnir!
Ah, 'tis thee, little one. From above I did mistake thee for a Gnath. 'Tis well I chanced to look again, or thou wouldst now be ash.
Dear Vidofnir, how I have missed you. Would that I had come sooner, and not out of dire necessity.
Thou art troubled. Speak that I might know thy plight. Thou wouldst have father admonish his brood brother.
I would end this war without further bloodshed.
How am I to believe thee, little one, when thine own companion beareth Nidhogg's stolen eye?
Have care, dragon, or I shall gouge out one of yours.
You forget yourself, sir. We are here on a mission of peace.
My sires will forbiddeth me from inviting discord to our home. 'Tis for this reason and no other that thou still drawest breath, knight.
Vidofnir, please. We must be allowed to convey our intentions to Hraesvelgar in person, with words of our own choosing. Grant us this favor, and open the way to Sohm All.
Is that wall that's blocking my progression, I wonder?
Thou hast ever been welcome, little one. But I cannot grant thy wish. I am bound to remain here, and protect my kin from the Gnath's god.
The Gnath have summoned a primal.
Pray excuse my forwardness, but if we were to eliminate the threat to your territory, would you consent to Lady Izel's request?
Ha! Dost thou imagine thyself equal to the task? To succeed where dragons have failed? 'Tis beyond thee, mortal. But thou art welcome to try, nonetheless. Only know that idle promises shall avail thee naught.
It would seem we have no choice but to make good on Alphino's offer. Why must our every bid for peace breed yet more war?
Dinian's like, I can still kill it. I can still kill it, just say the word. I can jump that high. So the Gnath has summoned their god, and thus is the mystery of their newfound belligerence laid to rest.
Are you not glad, Lady Iceheart? I thought you would applaud them for summoning a primal to further their own ends. After all, you did. I did not reach out to Saint Shiva to further mine own ends. I desired his strength only to forge anew the peace between man and dragon. What a fool I am to speak of peace to you, a bloodthirsty savage who murders without thought or compunction. Enough! Enough, I say! If the Gnath have truly brought forth their deity from the aether, we must face it together or watch our hopes fall apart. All now rests on this primal's defeat. But ere we think of confronting it, we must first study its origins. What is the nature of this god? What matters of faith sustains its existence? My apologies. You are right, of course. Let us return to Tailfeather and consult with Marshall. He knows more of the Gnath and their culture than most. We can also get credit for the ether and they all got issues, but none of them thought to ask me for help. Did they think I'll bite off their heads or something? At any rate, I best prepare to round up the birds from each camp. Thanks again for your help, friend. Since you already struck up an acquaintance with my people and all, maybe you want to lend them a hand. Seems they'll talk to you of their troubles readily enough. So they're gonna have the other ether currents, maybe? Oh, back already, are we? You met the Gnath, did you? And what is it you'd like to... Summon a primal, you say? 7 hails. Well, I don't know bugger all about Gnath religion, if I'm honest. Beyond their trading habits, there never seemed much point to asking. But it shouldn't be that hard to figure out. From time to time, we barter with a small hive to the north and west of here. Outcasts from the main tribe, from what I understand. I reckon they'll be willing to tell you a bit about themselves if you give them right incentives. That sounds promising. And what exactly would a Gnath consider to be the right incentives? Oh, nothing your average hunter couldn't scrounge up in a day or two. Seeing as you're in a hurry, you might want to divide the chores amongst yourselves. You want a good-sized jar of land trap nectar, a basket of kalim tree fruit, and, always a Gnath favorite, a generous portion of young Naka flesh. I shall gather the fruit. Leaping to the lower branches of these forest giants should present little challenge to me. Then I shall collect the nectar, with Master Alphino's arcane assistance. And that leaves you to bring home the meat. You need to carve it from the smaller Nankas that live in the rivers. 3 big hunks should be enough, I reckon. Once you got everything together, you'll need to set them down at what we call the trading post. Here, I'll mark the spot on the map for you. You've been most kind, Master Marchand. Well then, let us attend our respective tasks and reconvene at the trading post. I need hardly add that the last one there is a rotten Nanka egg. Ho 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 ho! Ha ha ha! The laughter was implied. Oh, I'm kind of surprised that drop rate was 100%. I was able to gather a goodly amount of nectar from the land traps, though I would not have known how to harvest it without Azael's help. You have the Nanka meat. Splendid. I shall put this with the Stinian's fruit and assemble a suitably generous-looking hamper for the Gnath. Well, everything appears to be in order. Assuming no one has any objections to my choice of presentation, I shall place our offerings at the trading post as instructed. Were I of the Gnath, I think I would be suitably impressed. Well, how long must we wait? Should we have sounded a signal or some such?
Some are resellable. Oh, I would not have suspected that thing. Oh, no. I mean, I could... Through this event, I'll probably have enough wolf marks to get everything. So... Calm yourself, Master Alphino. Our offering has not gone unnoticed. Click, click. Oh my goodness. Ooh, a Leafeon has appeared in the Pokemon community game. Long has it been since hunters last came to trade, bearing gifts that fill the air with such delightful scents. Landtrap nectar, Calum tree fruit, and Nanka flesh. What delectable foods you have brought for us. Our meager existence is much enriched by your bounty. Come, hunters, come to our hive if you would trade. Cramped and stifling our homes are, but the rancid incense keeps the dragons at bay. Cramped, stifling, and horribly better smelly. To live in stench than be cracked and crunched by dragon jaws, yes? Come, it's not far. Your presence has been announced to the storyteller. You must speak to our chosen leader in words, for we are Vath. We are the non-mind. You're hired. Welcome to our hive, hunters. You have brought delicacies much sought after by our people, and we are much pleased. What would you have in return? Honored Elder, pray allow me to begin by thanking you for welcoming us into your home, and for accepting our humble offerings. My companions and I come in search of knowledge, specifically knowledge of your people's god. Knowledge alone? What strange hunters you are! But if it is words you desire, then words you shall have. We are the Vath, the non-mind, and to speak is our fate. You will hear the tale of the Gnath's god, of the god the One Mind summoned into our midst. The One Mind. These are the Gnath who reside in the main colony. Yes, they are one. Connected. But let us begin the story at its beginning. Some moons ago, a single dragon flew in from the east, bleeding and weak. It fell from the sky and into the hive, where it was swarmed by my brethren. And with spear and spell and musket, the dragon was slain. 'Twas likely one that had fled battle with my kinsman. I should commend you for finishing the job. Shrug. Dragons are fierce and terrible adversaries. The One Mind would always cower when their winged shadows passed over the ground. But no longer. They had learned that a battle-weary Dravanian was easy prey. Thus did the Overmind decide to heed the words of the black-robed men. The One Mind would call forth our god and unleash his blades upon the dragons. Dravanian lands would become Gnath lands, and even larger would grow our domain. But our god ever hungers. The price he demands in crystals far exceeds the rewards for this war. We of the Vath despise and revile his insatiable existence. I call upon the power of a primal for the greater good, conscious all the while that I do so at grave cost to the land. I reason that it is a necessary evil, and willingly shoulder the burden of my sin. In suggesting that such crimes can be justified, you may argue that I presume too much. But you must surely see that I am aware of the magnitude of my transgressions. Not so the Gnath. They summon their deity for no greater purpose than to expand their dominion. The sign of the seventh dawn, one sworn to eliminate the primal threat. The distinction you draw seems questionable at best, but the fact remains that my own grandfather risked unleashing the power of the 12 in an attempt to prevent the calamity. Thus, while I may not condone your actions, I at least understand them. Not so the Gnath, as you so rightly put it. If they truly seek naught but territorial gain, I can only conclude that they are ignorant of the ruinous consequences of their god's insatiable appetite. The longer this primal is suffered to exist, the greater the suffering it will cause. It must be destroyed. How lightly you propose the destruction of this god, Master Alphino, a being of whom we know not.
Has it occurred to you that you may be sending the Warrior of Light to her death?
Oh my god, someone's looking out for me? How long has it been? How many hours? What's my playtime?
No, You have the right of it, Estinian. It would seem it is I who am guilty of presuming too much. Pray forgive me, Fate One.
I'ma hit him with the old ellipsis. Yeah, you should feel bad. I want you to feel bad.
Wait, they would need not face this foe alone. Like her, I am blessed with the Echo's protection, and may do battle without fear of primal influence. Let me bear this burden. Ha! Do you truly imagine yourself a second Warrior of Light? Remind me, how many primals have you faced, my lady? Not that it matters. We know not where this god resides or how to challenge it, unless you mean to pray until it appears. Estinian makes a valid point. Let us speak with the Vath and learn how to best to secure an audience with their deity. In this, at least, I may be of assistance.
You bonked me through that chat line! Damn it, what'd they say?
The young lord certainly appears eager to prove his worth. There we go. Okay.
I don't know. Bonk, click, shit.
We are Vath. We are the non-mind. We do not hear the one mind's thoughts. We cannot predict their will.
You wish to meet our god. Offer yourself as sacrifice, and you will soon be brought before him. We would mourn the loss of such generous hunters, however. Put this idea from your minds, generous hunter. If you meet with our god, then he will have your souls. Surely you are not so generous as that. You are generous hunters, yes? Many gifts you have brought, but not enough for all Vath to enjoy. Maybe you could bring us just one more. We're very fond of Nanka flesh. Yes, the meat of a young Nanka would make a fine repast. Have you the muskets? Thank you, Hunter. With these we can arm ourselves, defend ourselves. We are the same blood as the Gnath. But even we find it utterly unnerving, the way they think as one, the way they move as one. It is hard to imagine us as the same people. Hey, the current. Oh yeah. We Vath do enjoy our Nanka flesh. Have you been out hunting yet? Another gift for the Vath, so unexpected. Yes, you will have more of the words you strange hunters hunger for. Listen now. The senses of the one mind are enmeshed by the overmind. What one sees, all see. What one feels, all feel. Alert a single Gnath and the whole hive is alerted. To reach our god undetected is all but impossible. Customers were very sucky. Oh man. Sorry you had shitty customers.
The Vath are wont to allude to certain concepts without explanation, but I believe I am beginning to grasp a few of the fundamentals. For what I understand, the king-like Overmind sits at the center of Gnath society, and its presence somehow allows its subjects to communicate without need of word or gesture. These Gnath, the ones who inhabit the larger hive, are known as the One Mind, and it was by their combined will that the Primal was summoned. Those who reside in the smaller hive, however, are the Vath, or the Non-Mind, who, for reasons that yet escape me, seem to have been excluded from the telepathic bond which connects their Gnath counterparts. Thus are the Vath ignorant of the One Mind's thoughts and intentions, and of the nature of their own god. In summary, we have wasted our time. Not so. Careless though it may be, the Vath did furnish us with one certain method of approaching the Primal, as sacrifices. Should we allow ourselves to be captured in the environs of the colony, the Gnath will bring us before their deity to make an offering of our souls. Forgive me, but let us be clear about what it is that you propose. You mean to say that you would deliberately provoke the Gnath, surrender yourself into what might generously be termed their custody, and then wait until their god arrives to claim your soul? Aye, that fairly well describes my plan. You will join me in this endeavor, will you not, Faedwin? Judging by the great risk you took to prevent the summoning of Saint Shiva, you are not a woman to err to the side of caution. Would that I could fight at your side, warrior of light, but the power of the dragon is no protection against primal influence. Forgive me, but I must remain here with Master Alphino. Then it is settled. Fadewan, you and I shall challenge the gods at the entrance of the colony. Once the hive is aroused, we shall feign a brief show of resistance, and then allow them to take us prisoner.
If we have to meet here, then I'm guessing it's not an actual primal fight coming up. I assume. Intruders, your lives are forfeit.
The Overmind must now be aware of our intrusion. Let us press on into the hive and ensure that we have our host's undivided attention.
Oh no, Jinkies, you caught us.
That should be sufficient. If we did not have our host's full attention before, we must surely have it now. Our audience with the Primal may be granted soon after our capture. Pray advise me once you have steeled your mind for the battle to come.
Oh, shit, maybe it is?
You are prepared then.
Is this a duty finder situation?
Hold here, Fadewan. When next the Gnath come, we offer no resistance.
There should be a quest where, like, they're attacking you and you... If you do any sort of attack, you gotta do it over again.
Surrender, intruders. There is no escape. Enough, we surrender. We throw ourselves upon the mercy of your god.
Dang, them beetles got a little sachet to them. Wiggle, wiggle.
Sure thing, Vang. They seem eager to proceed. Good. When they take us before their lord, pray leave matters to me. If what I know of summoning rituals holds true, I shall be well pleased to act.
Yeah, no worries, Safi. I figured. It's all good.
Mark the sound of the river rushing through the ravine behind us. Passing loud, is it not? I imagine the noise would serve to mask our escape should we need to withdraw temporarily. But you are prepared, are you not? I do hope so. If we were to be dragged away for sacrifice while you were haggling over the price of potions, I should not be amused.
6. Even though there are 3 forces, right? Yeah, I just do wings. Clearly. Something something half tomes, yay.
Now we have but to wait.
O Lord Ravana, master of the sacred blades, wrath of the colony, conqueror of the world, hear our prayer.
That almost sounds like Raban, doesn't it? That's weird. Because Raban doesn't sound like Raban anymore in Heavensward. But that sounded a little like Raban trying not to sound like Raban. Just, I don't know if that makes sense. But
Pray grant unto your devoted children the gift of your divine presence.
maybe it's just me. Ooh, a Sizzlipede.
He comes.
Is this supposed to be like Gilgamesh?
All strength to the colony. Speak and I shall listen.
Okay, so not go.
Oh, glorious General, we have captured intruders and would make unto you an offering of their life's blood.
These feeble fleshlings dare to invade Natlands.
Hear me, Lord Ravana. My companion and I did not come to contest your children's territory. We wished only to learn the reason you wage war against the dragons.
Thou wouldst flirt with death merely to satisfy thy curiosity. Wherefore should the glorious conquests of the Gnath concern thee so, Eliezer?
This is probably what Cell from DBZ should have sounded like.
Mayhap thine own kind struggle against the worms fareth poorly, and thou art desirous of a pact.
Right? I mean,
We crave no alliance, Lord Ravana. Only peace. We would bring an end to our war with the dragons. Yet so long as they remain embroiled in this conflict with your children, our goal shall remain out of reach. Never before have the Gnath risen up in such numbers, and never yet with you at their head. Why do you lead them to war?
Thy question hath no meaning. To live is but to fight. Long have my children waited, gathering their strength in the shadow of thy ceaseless conflict. The Gnath would see the Dravanians slain, and their territory secured. And by such fervent prayers am I now given form and purpose.
As I feared, your very existence is an obstacle to our goal. Since you are so fond of fighting, we challenge you, Lord of the Gnath. And should we emerge the victors, I would have you swear to withdraw your soldiers from Dravanian soil.
Thou art bold indeed to risk thy fleshy hide so readily.
things not to say on a first date.
Very well. I, Ravana, fourfold master of the blade, to accept thy challenge. But should I emerge the victor, I would have thee swear to serve in mine army till thy last breath is spent. Do you accept?
I do. And I believe the first bout is mine.
Man. let me get hit of those crystals real quick. This is pretty damn cool.
What is this? A god clad in flesh?
Is aught amiss, my lord? Thou wilt not break thy word, I trust.
Mine oath is unbending as steel, little goddess. Thy ruse will but add to mine enjoyment.
Oh no.
I thought myself stronger. Mayhap with more crystals?
Be thou god or maid, thou art nothing to me. And what of thee, mortal? Art thou warrior or craven?
Well, I can't do that, so just try not to become an NPC here. Oh, we're doing this anyway. Is that all right? Well, not all right. Carbuncle, go.
A warrior, then. Good. Mayhap thou will provide more sport than thy feeble companion.
Y'all saw that, right? It's a forfeit. He forfeited. He left. That's a forfeit. I win. Okay. Hey, Safi and Vang. What y'all doing? Oh man, I'm about to close-ish to getting out of that XP gain range. Path to 80 is going to be complete on this job soon. This music is sick, dude. This theme actually probably sounds really awesome performed live.
Dance to the song of ringing steel. Furious in a blaze. Thou hast tested me. Thus does the sacred rite of combat proclaim the victor. I lay my blades at thy feet, child of man.
It's okay, I'll YouTube it. Thanks, Vang. Phase 2 music is awesome. It's Mongolian throat singing. Well, screw that. That's pretty cool, though. Link, beware the blood moon.
You do not disappoint, warrior of light. Would that I had your skill in battle. I do begin to see why so many place their faith in you. For all his savagery, I do not think Ravana one to break his word. Provided the dragons do not trespass upon Gnath lands, they should have little to fear of the Primal's biting blades. We have done well, have we not? Come, let us return to Vidofnir and share these glad tidings.
Once more you achieve the impossible, bringer of light.
Oh.
But with every mortal heart that succumbs
Are you
to
new?
fear and fury, another voice is joined to the chorus, beseeching divine succor.
I don't remember hearing that voice.
Warring gods will shake the firmament, and your world will be consumed in the swelling storm of chaos.
Never since we first fought have I seen you draw upon the full extent of your power, and never from afar to this day. You are marvel to behold. Well, 'tis time we rejoined our companions. They'll be eager to hear the tale and to continue our journey. Faedwin, Lady Azale, thank the 12. Lord Ravana, you say? How curious that the Vath never mentioned his name, and you are quite certain he will keep his word. There was honor beneath the savagery. That we survived the encounter at all was a miracle I must attribute to Faedwin. Never did I doubt you, Warrior of Light, unlike some. We were gone so long that Master Alphino here and I lost his wits with worry. Writing like a maid for a sweetheart he was. Justinian, was that truly necessary? Not truly necessary, but certainly true. What matters here is that the Primal is banished, and our promise fulfilled. We should return to Vidofnir without delay. Lest you forget, this was but a means to secure an audience with the worm Resvelgar. Nidhogg's minions will not be halted by idle chatter. Come now, we must make every moment count.
You are unkind, Justinian. For all his experience and intellect, Alphino is still but a boy. Oh my goodness, are they gonna warm up to each other? Is this gonna be a thing? This is gonna be a thing, isn't it? It's gonna be cute. I just know it. It's gonna be cute. This is gonna be the start of them like being best buds. Shall we be on our way to annex Trine then? I would not have the dragons think that we had forgotten our bargain. Yes, we are the Nameless One. Have you been sent by the Storyteller? Tell your hunter friend to release me at once. We are not of the One Mind. We are vast. I don't care if he's a two-headed bandersnatch. He isn't going anywhere. I'm detaining him for stealing our resources. Normally, I'd say we're more lenient than the Gnath in terms of territory, as long as they don't hunt in excess or attack us. But then this overgrown Vilkin comes and gobbles up all the jizzle greens. Jizzle? It's Snoop Dogg's favorite vegetable. Jizzle greens. Fuck. Enough bait to keep a drove of chocobos sated for days. Gone. With nothing to show for it. Yeah, that was... Chair doesn't go down that far. They're bitter tasting. Oh, God. We cannot help ourselves, unable to hunt, unable to forage. We are no different from a parasite. Only we could find a way to release ourselves from this pitiful way of life. Well, if you insist. You misunderstand. Spare us our life. It is all we have. Spare it he will. Oh wait, no. He was... Spare it he will. Stop tormenting the poor creature, grumbled. He doesn't know any better. We ain't savages, but we ain't charitable either. You have to pay us back for the greens you ate. And seeing as you don't have anything on you of value, it looks like you'll have to work off your debt. Last I checked, we were running a mite low on arrow shafts. Harvest me some malia branches and we'll call it square, eh? Very well, release us and we shall do as you say. Of course, I ain't fool enough to let him go off alone. I'll ask that you see to it that the beast man don't flee from his debt, and if he does, I'll have every hunter from here to the 100th throws after him for thievery. Understand? Ah, we are free. Much appreciated, hunter. Now then, to the smoldering wastes. You know, sometimes you just see the opening dialogue and you're like, alright, this is what's going through my head when I read these lines. And that's what that NPC got. And then we got Snoop Dizzle with the Jizzle Greens. And I'm just haven't fully recuperated my spoons. Well then, the storyteller must be waiting for us. We make for FFXIV. You must keep your word. Yes, we know. If we flee, we will never again be able to move freely. To the non-mind, independence is all. If we take too long, the hunters will surely come after us. Kind hunter, will you help us? We will not ask you to bear the entire burden. One sapling should be enough. We will gather the rest on our own. Have you the branch? Here's the branch. Many thanks for this. Now let us return to the hunter's camp and be done with it. Well, call me a chocobo's uncle. See, how can you read that line and be like, well, call me a chocobo's uncle? You know? I think the voice I chose is a little more in line with most of the Elizin that we've been presented with. Because, I mean, they're like French, British. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see French coming from that. I mean, we can, you know, if we want to go down the route of like maybe Cajun, could be a bridging of what I'm using and the French Ella's. Anyway. Well, call me Chocobo's uncle. I'm impressed. You've given me more than your debt called for. These branches will make for fine arrows. We're usually going to send a whole party of hunters to gather this much, what with the Melias thrashing about and the Gnath lurking in the brush. Even with those scrawny arms and legs, you proved more useful than I thought. We were useful? I would say so. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back with so much, or to come back at all for that matter. We too will be honest. We thought to flee, but this hunter persuaded us to stay, but we were useful? I said you were, didn't I? In fact, I'll tell you what. Since you brought me more than a fortnight's worth... Calm down, Jonathan, if you're here. It's not that fortnight. I'll even throw in a small reward. Sack of jizzle greens. Take home to your kin. Je m'appelle Chocobo's uncle. Fortnite. He's here. Gem apples. Chocobo's uncle. A reward? You mean more of those tasty greens for being useful? We tried to find a way to be useful at FFXIV. We tried, but we cannot find our purpose. But we hunters ain't like to turn away an extra pair of hands, beastman or not. And we offer fair pay to adventurers willing to take on the more dangerous tasks. Ain't that right, Fadewin? Adventurer? There are those who travel to the wilds of their own accord, risk life and limb for all for the sake of these rewards? Such excitement! Such fortune! We want to become an adventurer. And see, I've come across an adventurer who requested... how is that pronounced? Is it Jazal? Jazal greens? That's, I think, what I've been pronouncing it as. All greens has a reward. Will we be willing to compensate for honest work? If it's food you're after, I'm sure we could arrange for some spare cuts of meat too. More crunchy greens and juicy flesh. Enough to feed our colony. We will relay this to the storyteller at once. Thou art returned, little one. Hast thou abandoned thine ill-conceived contest with Gnath? Nay, my friend, we return in triumph. By Fuin's hand, where the beastman's god Lord Ravana laid low. In his overconfidence, the Primal swore to withdraw his followers from your lands in the event of his defeat, a promise we believe he will keep. The Gnath shall trouble you no longer. The deity is slain, then. How dost thou contend with his biting blades? But the particulars matter not. Thou hast fulfilled thy promise, and I shall fulfill mine. Attend me, mortals. Hie you unto the deepest reaches of Mourn, and there you shall find Halo, the altar from which you may begin your ascent to the summit of Sohm All. But be fairly warned, the minions of Dogg shall not lightly suffer your presence on that sacred mount. By your struggles within the cavern shall I judge your party possessed of sufficient fortitude to proceed. We shall not disappoint you, Hivemind. If memory serves, the Cavern of Mourn is entered from the second floor of the central tower. Let us begin the climb.
Like, shit, I gotta do them all.
Thank you, Hunter, for bringing our nameless brother back. We hope he was not a burden on you. She is no hunter storyteller, she is an adventurer, and we are a burden no more. Look at what we have brought you. What strange-looking plants, yet they have such a delightfully bitter taste. We have other good news. We have found our purpose. We have become an adventurer, too. If we work hard, the hunters promise to reward us with food. Food for the colony. You mean the hunters of the East? We thought it safer to limit contact with them, but they gave you such delicious rewards. You have done well, Nameless One. With your newfound purpose, we are sure you will ease the hunger of your brothers and sisters. But trading with the hunters will not solve all our woes. Much more is required of our survival. Yes, much more. Our colony is falling into disrepair. We need metals for our defenses. We need clay for our walls. The One Mind knows this. They seek to impoverish us. A few of our non-mind brothers tried to steal such things from Lothos Gnath. They never returned. The Overmind rages at what he sees as boldness, even though we are mere leeches partaking of tiny drops of their blood. Tiny drops. Even leeches do not loathe their own hosts as much as we. It is shameful that we must still rely on the One Mind to survive. You can rely on us, storyteller. We shall travel the realm and offer our services in exchange for resources. We will bring back precious rewards from beyond. Travel the realm? You mean to cross the hunter's borders to lands beyond? Nameless One, it is too dangerous. Fear not, it is what adventurers do. To explore unknown lands, meet their peoples, obtain greater rewards, strengthen the colony. You speak strongly of your purpose. Very well. Should you succeed, we can sever ourselves from the One Mind completely. We can truly become our own masters. But do not become a pest, seeking work where there is none. The hunters may take offense at your eagerness to obtain rewards. How will you know when your services are required? An adventurer's guild, a place to exchange information and gather requests from others? Nameless One, no such place exists here. If this is your solution, you must start your own. But I am certain you will not be alone. Some of your brothers and sisters still want to, for purpose. Seek them out. An adventurer's guild. There is much to do, but first we will introduce you to our brothers. Come, come. This is Stick Peddler. He peddles sticks. He lost his connection with the Overmind near the same time we did. There was one other, but we did not see him. You mean the Keen Eye? He saw shadows fly across the colony. He was hungry and said he would hunt the shadows east toward the river. He could not have gone far, for he fears the water. He fears it much. He would not cross the river unless it was near a bridge. Wise Vath knows to avoid the bridge, for ferocious dragons often lurk near it. Could it be where the shadows were Could it be they were the shadows that the Keen Eye saw? Brave adventurer, could you check the bridge while we search the area for the Keen Eye? He could be in trouble. But do not slay dragons if you see them. Dead dragons will invite reprisals. We will lend you one of our Kongamato. We have fitted it with a contraption which sprays a putrid smoke which irritates but does not wound. Yes, irritates. We got too close to it once. Most irritating. The Kongamato are unaccustomed to fleshling riders. If you fall off, talk to the Stick Peddler. He will help you get back on. Now let us find the Keen Eye. Right up on him. Okay. It burns. I don't like this game anymore.
Ah, why do you do this? He's the Kenai, so he named himself for he never tires of discovery. He returned to the Hive soon after you departed to search for the bridge. We are grateful for your assistance. We enjoy exploring the lands near the colony, but we are careless in our search of curious things. Our nameless brother tells us he will open an adventurers guild in Lothasvath. It was not long ago that we too yearned for a purpose, and we will gladly join him in this mission. Then it is decided. The Kenai will help us find many opportunities for adventure. Many opportunities. But our guild is not yet complete. We are unsure of the actual trade of adventuring. How to find things, how to fight things. We cannot do it without an experienced teacher. Kind adventurer, will you teach us your ways? Very well. Most wonderful. Wonderful. From now on, we shall call you as a master of the craft. Master. Leave the construction of the guild to us. The Kenai will be on the lookout for our hunter friends and any requests they may have. There are very few adventurers that carry out the task now. Very few. In fact, only you. We were hoping you could show us how it is done. The storyteller told me he is most pleased with your deeds of our colony. Consider us friends. And from now on, let us work together. For the guild. Now we have found purpose. I shall be nameless no longer. As I long to have so deft an arm in adventuring, I shall call myself Deft Arm. The nameless one is now called the Vath Deft Arm, and an Adventurers Guild has been constructed in Lothasvath. The Hunters of Tailfeather are now clients of the Adventurers Guild. Yay! I did a good thing. Your reputation has increased to friendly. Well done, little one. As promised, I shall open the way to Sohm All's summit for thee and thy companions. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be fighting my way through this, right? Dungeon time! Ooh, good luck. What are you doing, Safi? Or am I in a dungeon? Am I in a dungeon? I'm in a dungeon, aren't I? I thought you were in a dungeon. I was like, hey, good luck! Oh, I'm in a dungeon. Heed me now, children of man. The domain you seek to enter hath not seen visitors of your kind in nigh on 1,000 years. Though I freely grant you passage, your presence will not be welcome. To my kin, this mountain is revered as holy ground and a resting place both. Where you the minions of Dogg during your ascent, for 'tis certain they shall take great offense at your intrusion. We are grateful for your warnings, gentle Vidiviner. My final words are for thee, Dragoon. Have care to keep the stolen power thou wieldest in check, lest it breed further despair. Stydian? The way is open. Let us not tarry here. Oh, whatever. Stydian voice. A moment! Shall we blindly forge on, knowing the dangers that await us? Tiamat herself is said to guard this peak. I do not fear Nidhogg's consort. Any dragon foolish enough to bar our path shall feel the sting of my lance. Spoken like a true butcher. Need I remind you that we come to parley a peace? Let us be clear, heretic. 'Twas to save Ishgard and her people that I first lent my support to this doubtful venture, and 'tis for their sake that I go now to speak with Hraelsvelgr. But I said nothing of Tiamat. Should the opportunity present itself to rid my people of one of their deadliest enemies, I shall take it. That is my duty as your dragoon. You are beyond redemption. We will accomplish nothing by bickering. If we are to meet with Hraelsvelgr, our path leads up the mountain. We shall defend ourselves if attacked, but avoid conflict whenever possible. What other choice do we have? In the description, it mentions that you get a pip every 4 hits. Use these pips to perform your weapon skill, you do different amounts to get certain buff or do a different attack. Assume that we got all the piss on you, just use gotta get type up. Okay, so you have to make situational choices. Well, Apex, now you know. How long do you think it took you to figure that out? Eat. We just gotta wait out the Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought this dude was gonna be showing up later as a boss or something. Just wasting their time. Now, Aaron. You too, Erica. Yeah. Fight. It's such a funny skit. Yeah, it's a very lateral dungeon. Dare intrude upon this sacred mount? Something. Something. It's already dead! I hear it in the background. Oh man, that's funny. Is there truly no other way? Stop! It's already dead! That sounds like the, to me it sounds like the, Diamond Dust Snap. Or whatever. And I keep expecting The crystal to shatter. It seemed Timon was the last, since no other dragons nearby. What is happening? Uh-oh. You dog. He roars. He knows when we're here, then. Fury. It bleeds through the eye. You're not. I am yet my own master. But that damned worm's wrath burns hotter than flame. Come, the heart of the dragon's homeland yet lies before us. Thus do we add another link to the chain of vengeance. O Saint Shiva, when will it end?
To the peak of Sohm All, at the end of a perilous mountain path, whence could be seen a string of pearl-like islands, floating impossibly atop a sea of clouds. To a domain where dragons and men had once lived in harmony, whose majesty no mortal eye had glimpsed for nigh on 1,000 years. They came.
I really like those little interludes. We have reached it at last, the peak of Sohm All. It's said to be the highest mountain in all of Eorzea, you know. I thought it cold in Carthus, but the air here carries the chill of a dozen winters. Yeah. Now that we've scaled the mountain, there remains a problem of finding Hraesvelgar himself. What manner of creature is that? Edwin, do my eyes deceive me, or was that a Moogle? It was my understanding that they only dwelled within the Twelveswood. I certainly never expected to see one of the churning mists. If the Moogle does live here, however, he may know where Hraesvelgar makes his lair. Quickly now, before we lose the creature completely.